Stupid sheep. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there whatsoever. Welcome to South Wales' best YouTube channel, by the way. I'm sorry, I was completely distracted because I was playing the single best way to play Minecraft on my lovely PS Vita. Some of you might be too young or even ignorant to know what one of these things are. It's basically the PSP, but better. This paved the way for the Nintendo Switch, which is currently situated in the naughty corner of my room for having 2 separate Joy-Con issues. It's not allowed to come out yet. The poor PS Vita. Let's be honest here, it was dead before even leaving the womb that was/is Sony. Look, as much as I love the system, in my honest opinion, I don't think it ever quite got over this.
And we'll be partnering with AT&T as the exclusive carrier for PlayStation Vita in the United States. There we go.
This seemed like a surefire thing to make. After the massive success of the PSP, why not make a PSP 2? Actually, that's what they should have called it. I mean, they did it with their home consoles. PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 5. It would make sense for the successor of the PSP to be called the PSP 2. For some reason, they went with the Vita, which it has little to no brand recognition, and literally means... life. It's Latin for life. The PlayStation Life. I mean, am I entering a cult by having one? Yes, I am part of the PlayStation Life. Ridiculous. It should come to no surprise then that the PS Vita, or PS Life, ridiculous, was not a roaring success. Thanks to the internet, I don't actually have to do any work to learn the information I need. So, thank you VentureBeat for gathering together the first week sales of the PS Vita, the PSP, the DS, and the 3DS. Because if you didn't, that would have made my life just a little bit harder. Anyway, as you can see, the PS Vita did not match any of the first week sales of the other devices, which, you know what, that actually does surprise me. Let's ignore the DS and PSP, but come on, people. What was the launch lineup for the 3DS? Oh yeah, I can't wait to play Rayman 2 again. Oh, and there's...
Ridge Racer! Remember that one?
Steel Diver, Street Fighter 4, Lego Star Wars 3. I'm getting bored. I'm bored reading this list. I can't imagine what it was like being a 3DS owner in the launch week. Oh no way, is that the new 3DS? Oh cool, what are you You playing Rayman 2? Yeah. Why? Do you understand my frustration here? The launch lineup is pitiful, yet it sold 1.24 million units worldwide in its first week. I mean, I even bought one. It's not the launch version. No, I mean, I waited for all the games I wanted to come out first before buying one, and then, you know, waited a bit longer for it to be for the discounts. And then it was time for me to dive deep into the rich library of Mario games. The PS Vita had a much more impressive lineup. Uncharted Golden Abyss, which is better than Uncharted Drake's Fortune, I might add. Wipeout 2048, Super Stardust Delta, Rayman Origins, Touch My Katamari, bit rude, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and everyone's least favorite experience, the Michael Jackson experience. And these are just naming a few. So why did this amazing little system fail? Why did it fall into the forgotten gems and only to be mentioned in YouTube videos titled, "The PS Vita was actually quite good," or "The PS Vita is a hidden gem"? Well, I believe it was ahead of its time. People didn't know how to react to the thing. People weren't ready for home console quality on the go. They just wanted brain training, or just wanted to collect weird little monsters, or even worse, complete very quick levels of a mediocre at best 3D platformer. It was also because of the memory card situation. Sony and their infinite wisdom decided that the games for the PS Vita would need to be installed, much like how the PS4 works. However, there was no internal memory on the Vita. Game covers would specifically say memory card needed, or something to that effect. I wish I was lying about this next part, but I got a PS Vita on Christmas packed with Assassin's Creed Liberation. Result: imagine my sadness when putting the game into the system, only for it to say that I can't play it, and then realizing that Father Christmas didn't know this fact, that I needed a memory card. So I couldn't actually play the thing until a few days later when out shopping, which I had to use my own money for. Yeah, I had a tough childhood, I know. Not only was this an issue in itself, but for some ungodly reason, the memory cards were insanely expensive. Just to add in here, I could not find the British price for these cards, only in dollars, and I couldn't really be bothered to go through conversion rates or anything like that. So for any of my UK friends watching right now, you'll just have to put up with me saying dollars for now. Want a 64GB memory card? No problem. $120 please. Now, if you're a rational person, you'd immediately think, well, I can easily purchase a memory card that isn't branded as Sony PS Vita for much cheaper and with a higher gigabyte count. And you'd be right, and there'd be nothing stopping you from going out there and buying that other memory card. Aside from the fact it won't work with your Vita. Play has no limits. Unless it comes to money, then it definitely has limits. And when it comes to keeping consoles in stocks, that also has limits. Yes, folks, for some reason, money, Sony would only allow PS Vita specific memory cards to work on said console. It just so happens that those memory cards would make any person bankrupt at the same time. Turn this off a second. Okay. However, I have heard that there's a way around this issue. I have it on reliable sources, Amazon, that there's an adapter that you can buy. So you can use a standard micro SD on a Vita. I don't know how legal this is, as your Vita needs to be hacked, but I know a guy. So, my PS Vita is currently with a very dangerous man. A man that I can't give you his name of for obvious reasons. He probably end up being in the slammer for what he has done. He's a hacker, and a bloody good one. He currently has my Vita. I'm going to go pick it up, and he has a micro SD adapter for me to get as well. He did like a bundle deal. So we're on his way to his hideout. Right, you need to stay in here for this, because I actually don't know how dangerous he is. It's just stuff, I've read on forums and Reddit and stuff. He's well known in the hacking community as being pretty dangerous. And I'm pretty sure he's packing heat. So if you hear anything, or if you see anything funny, get in the driver's seat, start the car, leave the back window open as down as it'll go, and I'll just leg it. And I've seen it in movies, and I've done it in games, and I don't think it's that difficult to do. There's enough space there for me to get through. Okay, here I go. That was terrifying. You just stared at me. Just stared at me and gave me the stuff. That was much more terrifying than I thought it was going to be. I need 5 minutes. Well, now that I have my newly hacked Vita and the micro SD adapter, let's give this a hands-on review. This isn't my Vita. This is a PSP and a broken one. Look at that. I knew I should not have trusted someone with the username Carlos Supreme. The Supreme makes it seem like he knows he's superior to everyone else. That's what he thinks. And he's clearly got away with stealing my PS Vita. Okay, well, I mean, let's see if he's pulled through with a micro SD adapter at least. The PS Vita memory card situation is sometimes referred to as the silent killer of the system, but I'm not here to talk about how and why it failed to reach its intended audience. I'm not here to compare it to the 3DS. I'm here to say without it, Nintendo's console after the Wii U might have ended up being very different indeed. What folks tend to forget with the PS Vita is that it didn't just play Vita games. Now, granted there wasn't that many AAA Vita games, but the ones it did have were pretty impressive. And aside from Vita games, the Vita also played PSP games available through the PlayStation Store, such as Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Now, this opened up the system, which already had great games like Killzone Mercenary and Persona 4 Golden, to even more amazing games. Now, sadly, it didn't house every PSP game, but there were more than enough to keep gamers happy. But Sony weren't finished there, Buster. Add on top of that PS1 classics such as Silent Hill and Toy Story 2, and suddenly the PS Vita almost becomes like a handheld legacy console, where you can play a slew of different PlayStation games throughout the years. This is the Sony everybody wants today. We want the Sony that grants us the option to play previous generation games. It almost strikes me that they must have fired the poor bastard who came up with this idea of backwards compatibility. Yeah, no, take a seat, yeah. You all ready? Cool. Okay, so, as you all know, we here at Sony, we fully believe in our motto. And no, Brian, not play has no limits. Live and forget. I forgot my notebook. You see, we like to move forward, constantly look forward, think about the next best thing. Never look back, never ever backwards. With that being said, I've called this meeting here today because whose idea was it to put PS1 games, PSP games, on one console? I'm gonna have to discontinue this console. Do you realize how long this has been on the market? It's not even long enough for us to make a profit on this thing. People can't know these games exist. They can't know that we have old games. We look forward. Brian, forward. I've already had talked to... Yeah, it was me. So, I thought, the players might like those games, the lack of Vita games, so you gotta... Get out. Get out. I'm sorry. I did not see this coming. Do you understand what you've done? You have ruined us. Get out. Yeah, security, we got one of those no-limit truthers in here again. We need to back up ASAP. Damn you. And Brian, I bet you knew about this. Now, why am I talking about backwards compatibility when it comes to the Vita and the Switch? Well, Nintendo is no stranger to backwards compatibility, though they go about it differently. Nintendo mainly use the Nintendo Online service as their main source of backwards compatibility to play NES games, SNES games, and that's about it. I mean, I don't have the service, just so you know, because it's a bit rubbish. But Matt on Media, I hear you ask, backwards compatibility can be attached to any console argument. This doesn't necessarily link the Vita to the Switch, and you'd be dead right. So, here is the irrefutable proof that the Vita walks, so the Switch can run. We now live in a day and age where remote play is essentially available through anything. Phones, tablets, But back in 2011 when the Vita came out, we didn't have that luxury that we do now. Thankfully, the PS4 was completely playable through the PS Vita, providing you had a decent internet connection. I had many a school night where I was forced against my will to turn my PS4 off and go to sleep. But little did that idiot woman know that my PS Vita that was cleverly hidden underneath my pillow could easily turn my PS4 back on, and I could continue playing my games in peace until the PS4 decided it was time to turn into jet engine mode. Then it was pandemonium in the Matt on Media household. Anyway, this is a very similar technique used by the Switch, only now it's my partner telling me to go to bed rather than my mother. I still deploy similar tactics, however, once it hits my bedtime and I'm told to go to bed because apparently I'll be too tired for work. Ridiculous. But I just very quietly take the Switch out of the dock, hide it somewhere, and wait for her to peacefully fall asleep before I start giving the L to all my opponents on Fortnite. Am I right, gamers? I'm now realizing by telling that story I'm outing myself a bit as to what I do. Because she is going to watch this. She watches all my videos. 2 seconds. She already knew. So there we have it. The Vita was giving players the option to play console games portably and on a big TV screen, or at the same, well, not quite at the same time, but you get the point. Not good enough? Need more evidence? 4 letters, mate. PSTV stands for PlayStation Television. Now, I don't actually own this device, the PS TV, and I think it's wise to not visit Mr. Supreme again. So what we'll do is a fun little game. Imagine I'm holding it here. Wow, look at that beauty. This device did a few things. It allowed gamers to stream their games to a connected TV via remote play, which is fine, I guess. But one of the more interesting things it did was give you the opportunity to play physical Vita games on the system. There was a little cartridge slot for them to nicely slot into, and better yet, you can use the DualShock 4 controller to play the games, which then opens the door to easily play PS1 games and PSP games on a TV. This was in 2014, 3 years before the Switch, I might add. So, want to play Tearaway on a big screen and not play Tearaway Unfolded on PS4? Here's the PS TV. So now you can play games in your home on your reasonably sized TV, and then when you've had to leave for whatever boring and made up reason, just take your memory card and the Vita card, grab your Vita, job done. Save files all there, game in your pocket, and you're ready for a night out around the town. Sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? Now, why do I still play my Vita? Or, why did I still play my Vita? Why do I still play Minecraft on the Vita and not the Switch? Although I'm fairly certain I can't play Minecraft on this. But battery life is a big issue. The Vita can generally keep me going for between 3 to 5 hours, whereas the Switch can, I actually don't know. 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 to 9 hours. Bollocks. No, I'm sorry. This is absolute. No, this is barefaced lies. From my experience, the more taxing the game is, the quicker the battery life drains from the Switch. The Vita doesn't seem to have that issue. So when I'm playing something as demanding as Minecraft, the Vita handles it pretty well. I can't imagine the Switch handling Minecraft very well at all. 4.5 hours to 9 hours. It's a lie. That's false advertising. I can't believe it. I can't. Also, another big factor that actually might be the most annoying. After significant usage of both consoles, I can confidently say that both analog sticks on the Vita still work. I'm sure this still works on here as well. I'll find out. whereas my Switch has already had its left Joy-Con sent to the Nintendo hospital already. And now the right Joy-Con is spiraling out of control. I can't send it off without paying now because it's out of warranty, which is great. So I'm only slightly annoyed by the Nintendo drift issue and the fact that Nintendo haven't fixed it. But all jokes aside, I do love my Switch, but I wanted to show some love for the console that really paved the way for its existence into the world. The PS Vita. Alrighty, that'll do for this week's video. I'm sorry for the delay in uploads. I just really wanted to try this longer video to see how it goes. I think I'm still going to do these kind of videos, the longer videos, when the idea strikes, but I will still be doing the weekly shorter videos as my main ones. These are just special occasions. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Matt_on_media for regular updates and funny retweets. Remember to subscribe and subscribe. Thank you. Tune in next week where we'll be cooking with power and we'll discuss how Ben Affleck dissected a vat. Love both, play both, subscribe. Goodbye. I'm pretty sure he's packing heat, so if you see anything, start the car.
Go.
You need to keep it rolling. You need to but he's known in the hacking community as being pretty dangerous. And I'm pretty sure he's packing heat. Just stop. I don't know what to say. It's so stupid. Get in the driver's seat, start the car, leave the back window open. You just start the car and you leave the window open.